Hi there, in this tutorial we will learn how to create a bird logo in Adobe Photoshop, and I'm pretty sure you will love to learn this tutorial because we will use number of tools in this tutorial and you will learn the different type of use of different type of tools. So let's take a look how you will create a bird logo in Adobe Photoshop. So at first we have to create a new document, therefore we have to select the file menu and from there we will go for new option. Okay, so here is the pop-up for creating our new document, and we will use 6 inches for width and 4 inches for height, and I'm clicking OK. So here is our new document and I want to turn off the grid view, so therefore I have to click the file menu and from there I will go for show option, and here is the grid option, so I'm clicking on here to turn off the grid view. Okay, at first we have to create the wings of bird, so therefore we will use the pen tools. So here is the pen tools, and if you right click on here you will get different type of pen tools like freeform pen tools, anchor point tools, but we will not use that tools, we will use only the pen tools. So here is the first one and we will use these tools. Okay, so at first we have to draw a wings and therefore we have to create a new layer. To create a new layer you have to click this plus sign in layer panels and you can take a look, a new layer is created and I want to rename this layer. To rename you just have to double click on here and then we will write wings 1. Okay, wings 1, and let's draw the wings. Let me place the first anchor point in here and the second one will be here, and let's draw this way. Okay, okay, looks good. And right now I will fill these wings, so therefore you have to right click with your mouse and then you will get this fill the path option. Fill path, you have to click on here and you can fill with color. Right now we will select the color and you can pick any color because we will use the blending option and we will add a gradient overlay over here, and therefore you can use any color, and I'm selecting OK. Okay, you can take a look. A wings is created, and right now we will change the color and we will add a gradient overlay, and therefore we have to right click on these layers and you will get these blending options. So here is the blending options, and in this pop-up you will get the gradient overlay option over here. So here is the gradient overlay and we will use a little bit green gradient overlay, therefore we have to select over here. Here is the gradient option and you will get different type of gradient setting, I mean the presets you will get here. So as we will use the green color, so here is the green option, so here is the green option and you will get the different type of presets for green color. So let's take a look. Here is the output. Okay, I think this really looks good and I'm clicking OK and OK. So this is our one of the wings and we will create more, and I think this really looks good. Right now we will add more wings, but before create more wings we have to rasterize the layer style. To rasterize the layer style we have to right click on here on the layer panels, so you just have to right click with your mouse right button and then you will get this rasterize layer style. So let me click this rasterize layer style and you can take a look. the style of this layer got rasterized, and I want to scale it properly. I want to scale these wings properly, and therefore you have to press Ctrl or Command T from your keyboard. Okay, so I want to make little smaller. Okay, looks good. And here is the tick mark. And right now I will duplicate this layer to create one more wings. So you just have to right click on here, and then you will get duplicate layers. So here is the options for creating one more duplicate layer, and let me write wings 2, and I'm clicking OK. So you can take a look, a new layer is created. I mean, a new layer is duplicated from wings 1, and I have to press Ctrl or Command T from my keyboard, and let's place the second layer, I mean second wings properly. Okay, looks good, but we have to blend these wings, and therefore we will go for blending option, and here is the blending option, and we will use this multiply. Here is the multiply blending option. Okay, cool, huh? So let's add 3 more wings. So let's do that. I want to duplicate this layer. Let me write wings 3, and I'm clicking OK. You just have to press Ctrl or Command T and scale it properly. Okay, so let me create the 4th one. You just have to do the same procedure like before. Duplicate the layer, wings 4, and OK. Ctrl or Command T. Okay, cool. And the last one. Duplicate layer, wings 5, and I'm selecting OK. Control and Command T. Okay, cool. So you can take a look. A fantastic wings is created, and right now we will create the body of bird. But before create the body of bird, we have to make a group for the wings. So let's do that. You have to select all the wings layer. So here is the wings layer. You have to press Ctrl or Command button on your keyboard, and then you have to select all the wings from here, and here is the folder option. You can click on here and you can take a look. All the layers are inside the group, and I want to rename the group. I want to write wings. Okay, done. So right now we will create the body of bird. To create the body of bird, you have to use a custom shape in here, and therefore we have to right click on here. Maybe it's the rectangle tools, but inside the rectangle tools you will get rounded rectangle tools, ellipse tools, and here is the custom shape tools. So we will use the custom shape tools. So you just have to click on here, the custom shape tools, and you will get the different type of shapes over here. Here's the option, and we have lots of shapes collection over here, and we will use the body shape. Let's search the proper shape for the body of bird. Let me search it. Okay, I think this shapes really looks good. Okay, so we will use this shape, but let me show you how you will add this shape on your Photoshop software if you don't have this shape on your machine. And already I have given these shapes in our exercise file. You just have to insert these shapes on your machine. to import these shapes, you have to click on this here, on this icon. This is the icon for setting. So you just have to click on here, then you will get this import shapes options. So you just have to click on here, and inside our exercise file you will get this logo design folder, and inside the logo design folder you will get this shape option. So you have to open this shape option and you will get this shapes for logo design CSH file extension. You have to select this file and then you just have to click load option, then you will get this entire shapes on your software. So this is quite simple, and let's use these 3688 shapes. So let me select these shapes and let me draw a shapes in here. Okay, so I want to scale it properly. Therefore, you have to press Ctrl or Command T button from your keyboard. Okay, looks good. And I'm clicking this tick mark, or you can press enter button on your keyboard. And you have to rename this layer, and to rename this layer you have to right click, double click on here with your mouse, and let's write body of bird, and I'm pressing enter button from my keyboard, and you can take a look. The body is created, but I want to scale the wings properly, so you have to click this wings folder, it's a group, and then you just have to press Ctrl and T button, then you can scale it properly, the wings. And let me place the wings properly on here. Okay, looks good. Right now we will change the color of body, and therefore we will use the same method like before. We will use a gradient overlay. Therefore you have to select the body of bird layer, and then you just have to click right button on your mouse, and then you will get these blending options. So let me select this blending options, and here is the pop-up for blending option, and here is the gradient overlay options. So as we will add the gradient overlay as like the wings, so you have to select the gradient overlay, but we will not use the same gradient overlay like the wings. We will change some different color, so therefore we have to select on here, and I think blue, purple, pink, red. I think purple will be better. So here is the purple folder, and inside the purple folder you will get different type of presets. You have to take a look. I think this one looks good, and I'm selecting OK. Okay, cool. Our wings and body almost complete, and right now we will work for next part, but before that we have to rasterize the layer. So you just have to right click the body of bird layer, then you will get this rasterize layer style, this option. You just have to click on this rasterize layer style option, and we can take a look. It's done. So we will do the next part. Right now we will create the mouth of bird, and therefore we have to add a new layer. So here is the option for adding a new layer, and we have to rename the layer. We want to write mouth. Okay, so we have to use polygonal lasso tools. So here is the polygonal lasso tools, and you will get these polygonal lasso tools under lasso tools. So you have to use these polygonal lasso tools. So let's draw a shape of mouth for this beautiful bird. Okay, and you have to right click with your mouse inside this triangle, and you will get this fill option. So here is the fill option, and we have to select the color. We will use the black color, and then we have to click OK and OK. So you can take a look. You have to press Ctrl or Command D to deselect the selection. Okay, cool. And right now we will draw a eye of this bird. So therefore we have to use the ellipse tool. So let's use the ellipse tool. Where is the ellipse tool? Inside these custom shape tools. So here is the ellipse tool. Let's draw a round circle. Okay, looks good. You have to press enter button, and let's draw one more round shape inside this eye, but the color of new round shape will be white. So that will be really awesome. And let me zoom in the image, then we can draw the new round shape inside these black shapes, black round shapes. So let's draw a round shape with small, and we will use the fill color from here. We will use the white fill color. Okay, looks good. You have to press enter button on your keyboard, and now it really looks good. So this is the eye, and we have to merge these two layers. So let's do that. But converting smart object might be a good choice instead of merge layer. So I think we can convert these two layers into a smart object, as because these are shapes. So you just have to select both of two shapes in our layer panels, and you have to right click on here. You can get this merge shapes option in here, but I will go for convert to smart object option. So let me click this convert to smart object option, and I want to rename these shapes. I want to write a name like I. Okay, cool. So I part is done, and right now we will create a tails. So let's do that. So let's create the tails, and we will add the wings on tails. So therefore we have to open the wings folder. Here is the wings folder, and you have to select wings 1, and you have to copy this. So you can use Control or Command C button from your keyboard shortcut to copy these wings, and let's minimize the wings folder, and let's select the eye layer, and you have to press Control or Command V to paste wings. So here is the wings, and to scale these wings you have to press Control or Command T from your keyboard, and let's make it a little bit smaller because we will use it in our bird's tail, and we have to rotate the wings, and let's place it on here. Okay, cool. So we have to do the same things like before. We have to copy this layer, therefore you have to duplicate this layer. I'm clicking right button. Here is the duplicate layer option. Let me write wings 2. Okay, you have to press Control or Command T. Let's scale it properly. and we will use the blending option as like before, and here is the blending option, and we will use the multiply blending option. Okay, so let me copy, let me duplicate this wings once again. Duplicate layer, wings 3. Okay, controller command T. Okay, done. So it really looks fantastic, and let's create a group for these tails wings. So you have to select this entire wings by pressing Control or Command button from your keyboard, and here is the folder for creating a group. And let me write tails wings. Okay, right now we will use the type tool, and before using the type tool we have to use the crop tool because we have to increase our space. So here is the crop tool, and let me increase the areas. Okay, looks good. So right now we will use the type tool, and here is the type tool. Let's write a name. I want to write bird incorporation. Okay, I want to write bird incorporation. As a fill color, I will not use this black color. I will go for gradient overlay. So let me click this tick mark, and you have to right click on this bird text layer. You have to right click on here, then you will get the blending options as like before. So here is the gradient overlay option, but we will not use this purple gradient. We will use some different. So let's click on here. I think blue will be better. So here is the blue folder, and inside this blue folder you will get different type of gradient presets, and here is the output. You can take a look. I think this one looks good, and I'm selecting OK. Okay, so it really looks good, and we will use a little stroke on this text, and it's quite simple to add a stroke on here. Here is the FX option to add a stroke. Here is the FX option, then you will get this stroke option. You have to select this stroke option. Here is the pop-up for add a stroke, but you can take a look. Right now the color is white, but we will use black color for our stroke, so therefore we have to change the color. You have to click on here, then you will get the color picker option, and let's select the black color, and I'm selecting OK. Okay, position will be outside, and let's increase the pixel for stroke, and you can take a look. Here is the output. I think it's quite bigger. I think 12 pixel will be better. How it's look with 11, 10, 9. Okay, 9 looks good, and I'm selecting OK. So you can take a look. We already added our stroke, and it really looks fantastic, and we want to rasterize this layer style. So therefore you have to right click on here, and here is the rasterize layer style option. So this is the logo of bird. I think it really looks good, but let's take a look how it's look like if we place this logo into a mock-up. If we will place this logo in a 3D glass mock-up, then we will get a natural, I mean a realistic view on the mock-up. So let's do that, and therefore we have to open our exercise file, and I given some mock-ups on our exercise file. So let's open the exercise file. So file menu, open option, you will get this mockup folder inside our logo design folder, and inside the mockup folder you will get this 3D glass Windows logo mockup. You will get this one and you have to select, and then you have to click open. So here is the mockup file, and you can take a look. Here is the layer panels. You have to right click on here on the your logo layers. You have to double click with your mouse on the your logo layers. So let me double click on here, and you can take a look. A new tab is opened, and we will place our bird logo on here. But before that we have to turn off the preview layer. So here is the preview logo layer. We have to turn off this layer. Okay, cool, it's totally empty now, and right now we will move this bird logo on here inside your logo layer. So we have to make sure one thing, that our background should be transparent, as because here is we got the transparent background, and we will do the same. So we have to turn off the background layer. So here is the background layer. We have to turn off the background layer, and you can take a look. Now our logo also transparent, and right now we will select every layer from here. You have to press Ctrl or Command button on your keyboard, and then you have to select every layers from layer panel along with groups, but we will not select the background. And right now we will use the move tool. So here is the move tool, and we will drag and drop this bird logo inside our your logo layers. So let's do that. Let me drag and drop here. Let me click OK. So here is our bird logo, and let me scale the size properly, and I want to make it a little bit bigger, therefore we have to scale it, and to scale it I'm pressing Ctrl or Command T from my keyboard, and let's make a little bit bigger. Okay, looks good. And here is the tick mark. Right now we have to save this your logo, this layer, then we will get our output view in here. So you have to save this your logo layer, and therefore you have to press Control or Command S button from your keyboard, or you can use this file menu, and from there you will get this save option. So I am clicking this save option. It will take a little more time. Okay, our layer is saved. So let's take a look the output on our main mockup files. Okay, so here is our bird logo in a mockup file, but I think we don't have the actual view, and therefore I have to turn off the effect. So where is the effect? Here is the effect folder inside a layer panel, and let me turn off this effect layer. So let me turn off this effect layer. Okay, now it really looks good, and this is the realistic view with the 3D glass mockup. So let me zoom in. That is really awesome. So this is how you will create a bird logo, and to get a realistic view you just have to place it inside a mockup PSD file. And if you have any question regarding this tutorial, you can write in our comment box, or if you have any problem to create this bird logo, you can ask me. But I will request you try minimum 3 or 4 times by watching this tutorial, then you can easily create this bird